Brand new grandpa. What a beautiful Wednesday afternoon out for baseball. The Mariners and the Red Sox, and Luis Castillo is ready to go to work. Jarren Duran will lead things off. Luis the Rock. Mariners in their home whites. Red Sox road grays. Wind up in the pitch to Duran. It's a strike on the outside corner, and we are underway. And I tell you what, Gary and Shannon, when Junior walks into the room, he just lights up the place. He was so happy showing pictures of his new grandbaby. Next offer on the way, swinging a foul off the glove of the catcher, Mitch Garver, doing the catching this afternoon, and the count is 0-2 on Duran. But Junior could not be more happier, prouder in a brand new grandpa. So congratulations to Ken Griffey Jr. And we're going to have a new baseball thrown out for Luis Castillo. Luis has pitched very well on the year. 4-4 record with a 3.29 ERA, making his 15th start of the year. He's been Mr. Steady with so many injuries in that starting rotation. Now the windup and the next pitch to Duran. Check swing. It's up high. Did he go? He did not. For ball one ball and 2 strikes. Castillo in his last outing pitched very well. No decision. 7-2 win against the Cleveland Guardians on Friday. Next offer. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So Duran goes down swinging. Luis Castillo right away with his first strikeout of the afternoon. So 1 down for the Red Sox, and that'll bring up former Mariner Abraham Toro. Well, Luis last Friday night, no decision, 7-2 win over the Guardians. Went 6 innings, gave up only 3 hits, 2 runs. Both earned. He walked 2 and he struck out 7. That's a season high for Luis. Here's the pitch on the way to Toro, strike, and it's 0-1. Last time through the rotation, the Mariners have been outstanding. The starters have worked 30 innings and given up only 6 earned runs. That's a 1.80 ERA. Next offer, swinging a ground ball, foul in front of the Mariners dugout, and Chris Negron pops out of the dugout, makes a nice stop. Tosses the souvenir into the crowd, and the count is 0-2 on Toro. Luis ready, the windup, and the 0-2 on the way to Abraham, swinging a fly ball, shallow left center field. Randy on the run. He is there with those yellow shoes, sun glistening off his glasses, and he makes the catch, pops the ball over to Julio. And now there's 2 outs for Boston here in the top of the first inning. Well, time now for the roof report from 3 Tree Roofing, and the roof on a glorious Wednesday afternoon is wide open here at T-Mobile Park. The roof report brought to you by our friends at 3 Tree Roofing, the #1 roofer in Washington. Go to 3treeroofing.com for a free yes today. Here's the wind and the pitch on the way to Roman Anthony, and he takes inside for ball 1. Anthony just called up days ago from AAA Worcester. He's batting 3rd in this lineup. Pitch on the way to Anthony. Swinging a ground ball, first baseline foul. And the count is even on Roman at 1 ball and 1 strike. Starting off his major league career, 2 for 25, but just a couple of nights ago, he belted his first career big league home run. Game 1 of the series. Next offer by Castillo. Swing and a foul back, and the count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes. So this is the rubber match of the 3-game series. The last 3 games for the Mariners have ended in a 0. Mariners lost a couple of nights ago 2-0. Won last night by a score of 8-0. And 3 games ago, the Mariners beat Cleveland 6-0. Here's the 1-2, and it's way up and in. It hits Anthony in the back. Roman was able to turn around to his left, hit him in the numbers. So Roman Anthony hit by a pitch, and he's on at first base. 1 on and 2 outs. And that'll bring up Romy Gonzalez, the designated hitter. Gary, what a surprise to see Ken Griffey Jr. stop by the booth and say hello. That was nice.
It's kind of funny. Sometimes you're just doing your thing, and you look up, oh, it's Ken Griffey Jr. Just randomly.
Somebody was trying to knock me out of my chair. But you know what? I knew who it was. Here's the pitch on the way to Gonzalez, swinging a ground ball to short. Dylan Moore has it over to second to Polanco for the force on Anthony, and that's going to retire the side. So an easy first inning for Luis Castillo. Wipes the chalk, puts that mark at the first base chalk line.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco, his 13th, and it's a one-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 and a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Go to mariners.com/value games to lock in your seats and check out the complete Mariners value game schedule.
Looking to take your business to the next level? With Home Street Bank's flexible business banking solutions and high-touch relationships, you can swing for the fences with confidence. Learn more at homestreet.com/homerun. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, all loans subject to approval.
You're listening to Mariners Baseball on Seattle Sports.
Home Street Bank score, the Red Sox nothing, and the Mariners coming up here in the bottom of the first inning to take a look at left-hander Garrett Crochet. Here's the pitch on the way, and a swing and a miss by today's leadoff batter, Dylan Moore. J.P. Crawford getting the day off, but there's always a chance we're going to see him later on. Moore up in the leadoff spot. The windup by Crochet fires away, and it's outside for ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike. Crochet, one of the best pitchers in this league, along with Tarek Skubal of the Detroit Tigers and the guys in the Mariners rotation. The windup and the 1-1 to Dylan. Swing and a miss. Count now 1-2. Crochet, 25 years of age, left-hander. The big trade from the White Sox to the Red Sox. Crochet 6-4. One of those losses against the Mariners. 2.24 ERA. Next pitch. High and outside with the fastball. And 97, and the count evens on Dylan at 2-2. Leads the league in innings pitched, 96 in the third, and number 1 in strikeouts, 117. The 2-2 pitch, breaking ball is inside for ball 3. 3-2 the count on Moore. He'll be followed by Julio Rodriguez and then Cal Raleigh. Infield back on the left side. The windup and the 3-2 pitch to Dylan. Strike 3 called. So Garrett Crochet with his first strikeout of the afternoon. And that'll bring up center fielder Julio Rodriguez. Say, friends, when considering a Volvo, people should come to Sandberg Volvo Cars in Linwood to experience the Sandberg difference. The only Excellence Award winner and family-owned and operated Volvo dealership in the Northwest. You're going to come in as a friend and leave as a member of the family with a great car. See great reviews at SandbergVolvoCars.com. Here's the pitch on the way to Julio. A strike, 0-1. I'm telling you, Mr. Crochet doesn't waste any time between pitches. Doesn't need the pitch timer. Now the 0-1 on the way. Low and inside for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Crochet with the White Sox last year made 32 starts. Went into the rotation last year. 6-12 with a 3.5 ERA. The pitch. Swing and a foul behind the plate by Julio. And the count is now 1-2. And the trade last December going to Boston. As the White Sox picks up some talented young players. Catcher Kyle Teal. Shortstop Chase Mydroth, who we saw quite a bit of in Chicago. The 1-2 pitch to Julio. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So back-to-back strikeouts for Crochet here in the bottom of the first inning. And 2 other young players in that deal going over to Chicago to get Crochet. Crochet, an all-star last year, and was the American League Comeback Player of the Year last season. Here's Cal Raleigh, the designated hitter today. Here's the pitch on the way. Swinging a line shot down the left field line. A fair ball that hits off the seats and angle out. Cal at first, heading for second. He'll go in, standing up. Duran will get to it down the left field line. So Cal Raleigh jumps on the first pitch from Crochet, and he hits a rocket down the left field line. And just continues to stay hot the entire season. He has been unbelievable. Cal last night with a grand slam home run and a 2-run double, matching a career high with 6 runs batted in. That was his second grand slam of the season.
Against Crochet, you really don't know how many runners you'll get in scoring position. You want to take advantage when you do.
Here's Jorge Polanco looking for a clutch base hit. Pitch on the way. Check swing. Does he go? Yes, he does. On the appeal to the first base umpire, John Lipka. Cal Raleigh on at second base. Crochet look back at Cal. Now the stretch, the pitch. On the way to Polanco, swinging a fly ball into right field, shallow toward the line. On the run is Anthony. He's there to make the catch, and that's going to end the inning. No runs, one hit, the double by Cal Raleigh. We go to the top half of the second. Home Street Bank score, the Mariners nothing, the Red Sox nothing.
It's a great night for baseball.
This matchup features some of the best talent in the game. A lot of power, a lot of marquee names.
Here we go. Buckle up, folks. There's a guy who wants to be in the spotlight. The bats have come alive. A showstopper. We're just playing Powerball.
This place doesn't know what hit them.
These teams are entertaining, are they not?
The show continues. Experience game-to-game coverage of the night's biggest moments, live and commercial-free. MLB Network Strike Zone, Wednesday and Friday nights all season.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an eighth-inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
They sell out at MuckleshootCasino.com. Tyrese, only at Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
You're listening to Mariners Baseball on Seattle Sports.
Mariners and the Red Sox, no score as we go to the top half of the second on a gorgeous Wednesday afternoon here in Seattle. That's our Home Street Bank score. Marcelo Meyer leads it off for Boston. Here's a swing and a drive deep to right field. Mastroboni going back, looking up, and goodbye baseball. Marcelo Meyer with his fourth Major League home run. And it gives the Red Sox a 1-0 lead here in the top half of the second. Meyer just called up from AAA Worcester back on May the 24th, made his debut that day against the Orioles, and there's number 4 already for Meyer. 1-0 Boston jumping on Luis's first pitch here in the top half of the second. Brings up veteran shortstop Trevor Story. So a lot of young players in this Red Sox lineup after the trade of Rafael Devers a few days ago to the Giants. Pitch on the way to Story, swinging a foul back. He swings at the first pitch. So you can see the game plan for Boston as they're going right after Luis Castillo, aggressive early in the count. Story batting .230, the windup and the 0-1. Story is swinging a ground ball, foul, right inside and out of the Red Sox third base dugout. And it's 0-2 on Story. Wind blowing out toward left center field. Roof wide open. Castillo, 15th start on the year. Waiting for Story to get inside the batter's box. And now he does. We'll give you the quartet of umpires for this afternoon's game. The windup and the 0-2 to Story. High and outside for ball 1 ball and 2 strikes. Playing umpire this afternoon, James Hoy calling balls and strikes. John Lipka at first, DJ Rayburn at second, Sean Barber at the umpire at third. Next pitch, up high, ball 2, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And we got a nice crowd on a Wednesday afternoon. Mariners take off right after the game, head to Chicago for a game on Friday afternoon, Saturday afternoon, Sunday afternoon against the Cubs. Here's the pitch, check swing, does he go? Yes, he does, strike 3. So Castillo with his second strikeout of the ball game, 1 out for the Red Sox. And that'll bring up second baseman David Hamilton. So the Cubbies play day games on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So we'll see you on the radio Friday morning at 11:20. The opening game of that 3-game series against the Cubs. George Kirby will get the start. Pitch to Hamilton. Swing and a miss. And a good slider down and in. 0-1. That'll feel like the old days at Wrigley Field before they put in lights back in 1988. Next offer, swinging a fly ball, right center field. Got a little bit off the end of the bat. Masterboni going back well in front of the 1-inch track, and he's there to make the catch for the second out of the inning. So 2 down after the home run by Marcelo Meyer, 1-0 Boston. Here's Kristen Campbell, Red Sox center fielder. Time now for the Men of Steel report, brought to you by Steel Outdoor Power Equipment. Cal Raleigh, last night with a grand slam. It was his 27th home run of the year to lead Major League Baseball. Here's the windup and the pitch on the way to Campbell. And he takes the first pitch for a strike, 0-1. And now Cal 1 in front of Judge and 2 home runs in front of Shohei Ohtani. Luis ready to wind up and the 0-1 pitch. Good breaking ball for a strike, and it's 0-2. And that's this afternoon's Men of Steel report, brought to you by Steel Outdoor Power Equipment. Find your steel. Visit steeldealers.com. That's STIHL dealers.com. The 0-2 on the way. Slider low and away for ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Red Sox had their 6-game winning streak snapped, with the Mariners winning last night by a score of 8-0. And Brian Wu was absolutely incredible. 7 scoreless innings, gave up only 1 hit. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Campbell goes down swinging. Strikeout number 3 for Luis Castillo. That's it for Boston, but they get a run on the home run by Meyer. We go to the bottom of the second. Home Street Bank score.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th-inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Off Base is coming in a brand new format. Join Lauren Gardner and Xavier Scruggs as they explore all the baseball buzz across social media, pop culture, and around the majors. The Off Base Podcast, Sundays at 11 a.m. Eastern, only on MLB Network. The MLB Network Podcast is here. Join your favorite on-air personalities for unique perspectives, in-depth interviews, and untold stories from on and off the field. The MLB Network Podcast, presented by New Balance, Sundays at 11:30 Eastern.
Let's see if we can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco, his 13th, and it's a 1-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Complete Mariners value game schedule.
You're listening to Mariners Baseball on Seattle Sports.
Left fielder Randy Arozarena leading off the bottom of the second, 1-0 Red Sox. Garrett Crochet fires away, swinging a high fly ball. Gap left center field, going back is Duran. Backpedals onto the 1-inch track, still going back, and he drops the ball. Randy Arozarena in at second. Duran had it, could not hang on. He was trying to get there on the 1-inch track at the last second. Took some backpedal steps, and it glanced off his glove, and Randy Arozarena is perched on at second base.
He looked shaky from the moment the ball was off the bat. He took a really weird route to get there and then kind of battled the sun and a little backpedal, didn't know where the wall was. That was one he would like to have back.
It was shaky from the start. Normally it has that big green wall behind him in Boston. Here's Mitch Garver. Pitch on the way to Mitch, and it's a breaking ball down low for ball 1. So that will be a double for Randy Arozarena, but you're right. Duran battling the sun. Wind blowing out to left center field, too, so that grabbed it and made it go a little bit farther than Duran thought. The look in by Crochet, the 1-0. Swinging a ground ball, foul on the third base side by Garver, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. If you're a left fielder for the Boston Red Sox, you play every day in front of that monster, you go to another ballpark, it probably feels like you got the Grand Canyon behind you.
So much running.
Yeah, I got to run it. Really, this far? Here's the pitch. Breaking ball is low and inside. For ball 2, 2-1 the count on Garver. Chris Negron coaching over at third base. E.Y. Jr. at first base. Mariners have the tying run on at second. Randy Arozarena with those yellow spikes is bright as the sunshine this afternoon. Crochet from the belt, and the left-hander steps off the rubber. Garver a home run on the year and 11 runs batted in. Cal Raleigh is the DH. Cal has played in every game this year except 1. Now the set by Crochet. Here's the 2-1 to Garver. Way outside as Connor Wong had to really reach to his right to pull it back in. Ball 3. 3-1. Donovan Solano is due up next. Randy again will lead at second. Meyer at third. Story playing at short. The stretch and the 3-1 pitch. Swinging a pop-up out of play in the first base side. Full count on Garver. Say, fans, be a peach. Vote Mariners. The All-Star ballot is open, and Cal, Julio, JP, and the crew need your help to lock in their spots this year's game in Atlanta. The All-Star game, you can vote 5 times per day every day through June 26th. Just go to mariners.com/vote. Here's the set. And the 3-2 to Garver. Swinging a fly ball into left center field. Going back is Christian Campbell. He's there near the track to make the catch. Tagging at second, heading for third. Randy Arozarena, the long throw to third on a hop, not in time. Randy goes in standing up, so Garver is able to advance the runner 90 feet. And now the tying run is 90 feet away from home plate. That'll bring up first baseman Donovan Solano. The left-hander out there, manager Dan Wilson, has the right-handed bats in there this afternoon. So the infield is coming up close for a plate-to-plate early in the ball game, and this is because you got 2 outstanding pitchers going at one another today. Castillo for the Mariners, Crochet for the Red Sox. The wind and the pitch to Donovan. On the way, and it's in there for a strike. Starts him off with a cutter. 0-1. Solano was outstanding his last start against the Yankees. Went 8 1/3 innings, gave up 1 run and 4 hits, but had a no decision. Had a Felix start. The windup and the 0-1. Low and outside. It bounces away from Wong, the catcher, and here comes Randy Arozarena trotting in from third. He picks up the mask for Wong. Touches home. We've got a tie game and a wild pitch. He hands Connor Wong, the catcher, his mask as he goes to the dugout. And the Mariners have a tie game at 1-1 on a wild pitch.
Well, a good job by the Mariners to take advantage. I know it went down as a double, but that was a catchable ball. And the Mariners, with a leadoff runner at second base, they bring him around. So that's huge against Crochet.
No doubt about it. Here's the pitch on the way to Solano, and a swing and a miss. And the count is now 1-2. How nice a guy is Randy Arozarena. Before he touched home plate, he picked up Connor Wong's mask. Then he touched home. Here's the 1-2 to Donovan, high and outside for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
A gentleman.
Nice guy. Way to go, Randy. Garver with the fly ball deep to center. That allowed Randy to go from third, so that helped out. Mariners producing a run. Got some help. Here's the pitch. Swinging a hard hit ground ball through the hold it short. Meyer diving to his left, could not get to it. So Solano with a 1-out single here in the bottom half of the second. And this is where the Mariners did most of their damage last night. They got 5 runs in the bottom of the second on their way to an 8-0 win. Cal Raleigh had the big hit, the grand slam home run. His second of the year. Here's third baseman Ben Williamson. Stretch on the pitch to Ben. It's a strike. 0-1. Fastball at 95 miles an hour. But in his last start against the Yankees, Crochet went 8 1/3 innings and got a no decision. 1 run, 4 hits, walked 1, struck out 7. Here's the pitch, swinging a pop-up out of play on the first base side as the bat went sailing out of the hands of Ben. Bat ended up on the warning track behind home plate.
Hey, that's pretty good distance, too.
Yeah.
Almost directly behind him, which is unusual to see. And it took such a weird bounce that it ended up on the railing. It hit the ground and hopped up right under the brick.
If he tried to do that, he couldn't do it.
Yeah, you could try that a million times, it would never happen.
Well, Ben has some stick him on the handle. Steps back in to face Crochet. Solano will lead it first. Here's the pitch. Low and inside for ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike. So I guess if Rowdy Tellez can steal a base, which we saw last night, let's see what Donovan Solano has in mind. And Eric Young Jr. has done an amazing job with the guys at first base. Checking out the pitchers, what they are doing or not doing that allows them to take off quickly. And now Williamson wants a new bat.
He discovered some damage, after it hit the brick.
Right, broke it. So Williamson with a new bat. Steps back in to face Crochet with a count of ball and 2 strikes. 1 on and 1 away. 1 run in, we got a 1-1 tie if you just tuned in. Now the stretch and the pitch, the bend swing, ground ball right side and through. Kind of guides it through the right side of the infield. Solano will get to second. Ben Williamson with a base hit. And now the Mariners have 2 on with 1 away here in the bottom of inning number 2. Just kind of laid the bat out there and then pushed it the other way. Hey, it's a base hit.
Pretty impressive he made contact. That was a tough pitch. It was a changeup well below the zone, out of the strike zone. He just got enough and hit it in the right spot. He'll take it.
Yeah, Crochet sped up his bat on that off-speed pitch and he kind of stopped and then pushed it the other way. Here's Miles Mastrobuoni. Now the Mariners have the go-ahead run on at second. 2 on, 1 away, 1 run in. The stretch and the pitch to Miles. Inside, ball 1.
This is going to be a tough plate appearance for Miles. Somebody had to draw the short straw. Yeah. Lefty was going to be in the lineup. And it's Mastrobuoni's. This is a tough matchup for him.
No doubt about it.
It's a tough matchup for any lefty, but...
Yeah, and he's tough against anybody, too. Here's a pitch and a swing and a miss, and the count is even on Mastrobuoni at 1 ball and 1 strike. Against left-handed hitters, well, they're hitting just 180 against Crochet. Right-handed hitters are batting just 206. Crochet is having that kind of a year for Boston. Now the 1-1. Swing and a foul behind the plate past the on-deck hitter, the leadoff hitter Dylan Moore.
The thing about that lefty number you should keep in mind as well, generally the only lefties that stay in the lineup against Crochet are the best lefties in baseball. So if you put it in that context, like that 180 is really impressive.
No doubt about it. Big, great left-handed hitters that stay in the game no matter who they're facing.
Right.
Like Ken Griffey Jr.
Exactly.
Did for many years. Great to see Junior pop in right before the ball game. Brand new daddy. Grandfather. Brand new grandfather. Runners get their leads. And the 1-2 on the way. It's outside. For ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That could have gone either way. Looked like it touched the top of the zone. 96 upstairs.
A lot of room on the left side of the infield, and Mastrobuoni will hit the ball the other way. Solano on at second. Williamson at first, 1 down. Now the 2-2. Swing, little tapper, and it's going to be a foul ball right on top of the plate, taken by Wong. But the home plate umpire right away, James Hoy saying foul ball. Smart play by Connor Wong, though, to try to get it. If it's over the plate, it's a fair ball. Back point, and everything in front on top of the plate is a fair ball if he got to it in time, but he didn't.
As this inning continues, every pitch is of value to the Mariners.
That's a great point. Mariners up this pitch count last time at Boston. There's the pitch. Swung on ground ball right side. Up with the ball. Hamilton over to second. There's 1. No relay to first. They can't turn the double play. Solano will get to third. Williamson is out at second. Mastrobuoni hustling up the line is safe at first on a 4-6 fielder's choice. So now the Mariners have runners at the corners, first and third, with 2 outs. And because of the hustle of Mastrobuoni and the ball wasn't hit that hard, they can't turn 2. And here's Dylan Moore with a chance to drive in a go-ahead run. Moore 0 for 1. Off of Crochet early in the ball game. Crochet taking a little bit of time right now. Here's the look in by Crochet, has the sign. And the first pitch on the way to Moore. He's up and away for ball one. Julio is on deck. Mariners getting things turned around. They've won 4 of their last 5 games. And the pitching has been outstanding. Now the stretch and the 1-0 to Dillon. Swinging a foul back and out of play. And the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. They've allowed only 7 runs in the last 5 games. For a 1.40 ERA. And they had plenty of offense last night, 8 runs. Cal had the big night with a grand slam and a 2-run double. Here's the stretch and the 1-1. Toss instead over the first base. Back in time over there, Mastrobuoni. Runners head on back. Crochet plants that back foot in front of the rubber. Now the stretch. And the 1-1 to Moore. Fastball is up and away for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Crochet out of Ocean Springs, Mississippi. First round pick in June of the 2020 draft by the Chicago White Sox. Emerson Hancock that year was the first round pick by the Mariners out of the University of Georgia. Now time is called by Moore. Backs away from home plate. Dillon looking to snap an 0 for 21 slump. Great time to do it right here, right now. The stretch, and there goes the runner at first. Pitch on the way. Swing and a foul behind home plate by Dillon, and the count is even at 2-2 as Mastrobuoni was taken off with a pitch. Miles just did something really smart right there. He didn't leave second base until he found out where the ball was and what happened. A lot of times the second baseman will say foul ball is something to try to deke you a little bit to get you off the bag going back to first base. Doesn't happen very often, but some guys take the bait. Stay there until you find out for sure. Now we're ready. And the 2-2 to Moore. Swinging a ground ball, hit hard but foul on the third base side. And the count is even and still at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Dillon. Can you believe players would lie on something like that?
I mean, he did wait till the umpire said, okay, go back to first.
Foul ball.
I'll believe you.
Yeah. Make sure. Runners their leads, and the next pitch, it's strike 3 called on the outside corner. Another strikeout for Crochet, his 3rd, and the Mariners leave 2 stranded, but they get a run to tie the game. We go to the top of the 3rd. Home Street Bank score. The Mariners won, and the Red Sox.
Off Base is coming in a brand new format. Join Lauren Gardner and Xavier Scruggs as they explore all the baseball buzz across social media, pop culture, and around the majors. The Off Base Podcast, Sundays at 11 a.m. Eastern, only on MLB Network. The MLB Network Podcast is here. Join your favorite on-air personalities for unique perspectives, in-depth interviews, and untold stories from on and off the field. The MLB Network Podcast, presented by New Balance, Sundays at 11:30 Eastern.
Let's see if we can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a 1-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
See your Northwest Chevy dealer.
You're listening to Mariners Baseball on Seattle Sports.
It's great to have you with us at sunny T-Mobile Park today. 1-1 the score. Luis Castillo facing Connor Wong, the catcher. Here's the pitch. And it's inside. 1 ball, no strikes. A solo home run last inning from Meyer. Gave Boston a 1-0 lead. The Mariners strike back with 1 in the bottom of the 2nd. Here's the 1-0. Strike over the corner, bellows the home plate umpire. Looked like it was a touch inside, but Luis will take it. Into the wind, he delivers. That's a touch outside. Castillo coming off a nice start against Cleveland last time out. 6 innings of 2-run ball. Here's the 2-1. Swung on, line drive into the gap, left center field. Rosarena over, plays it on a hop. Now it gets by him. Julio picks it up, quickly gets it into second base. It'll be a single for Wong. So Boston has the go-ahead run at first base. And here comes the top of the order. Here with us inside the Western Washington Toyota radio booth. Mariners looking for a series win against the Red Sox. They won the series in Boston, and they did it against Garrett Crochet, who started that day. Trying to do it again. Here's Duran. He struck out his first time. Castillo from the stretch. His pitch. Wong takes off. Here's the pitch. Swung on, lifted, left field. Rosarena, long run. He's in foul territory. Wong picks himself up. He'll go back to first base as Rosarena makes the catch. And so there's one away as Wong gets back to first base.
There's a nice deke out there by Mariners shortstop Dylan Moore. He had Wong diving into second base when that ball was popped down that left field line, and then he had to look around to see where it was, and he had plenty of time to get back to first base. But Dylan Moore always thinking out there at shortstop.
That's a big out after the leadoff man reached. Here's Abraham Toro. He flew out to left field his first time. Castillo from the belt. Here's his pitch. Heaves it over for a strike. Castillo ahead 0-1. It's a beautiful day for baseball here from T-Mobile Park. Good crowd on hand. Clouds overhead, but plenty of blue poking through. The 0-1. Misses outside. That's the 2-seam. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Third inning, 1-1 the score. Toro wearing red sleeves under his gray jersey, red batting gloves. The pitch. Swung on, bounding ball to second base, slowly hit. Polanco scoops it up to second for 1. Relay to first, not in time. They get the force at second. They can't get the double play. Toro hustles and beats it out. Ball just hit too slowly. Here's Anthony. He was hit by a pitch his first time. It's a very different looking infield for the Mariners today, especially without JP in the lineup. Here comes the pitch to Anthony. That's a strike. With Polanco and Dylan Moore up the middle for the Mariners. You have Solano at first base against the lefty as well. No balls and a strike on Anthony. Castillo set. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit to second base again. Polanco gobbles it up, throws to first to get the out. And that's it for the Red Sox here in the third. So Castillo puts another 0 on the board. We head to the bottom of the third. It's 1-1 on the Global Credit Union Mariners Radio Network.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Let's see if we can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a 1-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Vote.
You're listening to Mariners Baseball on Seattle Sports.
Mariners and Red Sox tied at 1 apiece. Crochet will face Julio here to lead off the bottom of the third inning. Here comes the pitch from the lefty. He sends it up and away. That's a cutter. That's his best pitch. His cutter has been a dominant weapon this year. Crochet goes into the motion. He delivers. Swung on, bounding ball, foul. It was a good second inning for the Mariners. Not only did they score a run to tie it, but they forced Crochet to throw 28 pitches. He only threw 13 in the first. Be watching the pitch count very closely. Here's the 1-1. Swung on, fouled away. When the Mariners beat the Red Sox in Fenway, Crochet in 5 innings threw 110 pitches, so they got him out pretty early. He threw 29 in the first inning that really set the tone. He walked 5. He struck out 9.
Takes a lot of pitches to do that.
Yes, it does. Yes,
to
it
do
does.
both.
Yeah, that was the key. They got him out early. Crochet has been completely dominant since then. Here's the 1-2. A breaking ball down low. Julio lays off. Since that start, he has started 9 times since then. An ERA of under 2.5. He has 73 strikeouts in 59 innings. He's been a strikeout machine. Here's the 2-2. Swung on, hard hit, but right to second base. Hamilton has it. Flips it to first in time to get the out, and there's one away here in the third. So we take a look at Who's Hot, brought to you by Fireside Home Solutions. Check them out for the perfect garage door, outdoor living space, or fireplace in Portland, Auburn, Tacoma, Bellevue, and Spokane. Or FiresideHomeSolutions.com as Cal Raleigh will stride to the plate. Cal doubled his first time. He's Who's Hot. Here's the pitch to him. Swung on, fouled away. With that double by Cal, he now has 41 extra base hits this year. Judge is the leader in baseball with 45. Ohtani is number 2. He has 42. And then Cal, tied with Corbin Carroll, both with 41 extra base hits. The 0-1. Swung on, fouled back. So, plenty of homers, clearly, but also has mixed in some doubles as well. He's fallen behind here. No balls, 2 strikes. 27 homers, leads baseball. As he steps out for a moment, now wanders back into the box. 1 out, tied score, 1 apiece, bottom of the third. Crochet, winds, steals. Swung on, bounding ball, third base side. On the back end, Meyer has it. Long throw across in time to get Cal. And there's 2 away. That ball just stayed fair. That was a long throw, but he made it. There's 2 down. Here's Polanco. Crochet this year, top 10 in ERA in baseball. Second in strikeouts. Second in innings. Here's the pitch. That's away. 1-0. Hard to imagine he won't be on the All-Star team. Given his first half. He's at 50 pitches here. He deals 1-0. And he sends it over. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, the All-Star teams have the greatest hitters in the league, representing each league, but it's amazing how they score any runs against these greatest pitchers, in the league, in both leagues.
Here's the 1-1. That's outside. 2-1. No, you're right about that, because every arm you're facing in the All-Star game has a marvelous season, great stuff, the whole thing. It is amazing. Any runs are scored. Here's the 2-1. Swung out and missed. Just chased it out of the zone. It was a sinker just off the plate at 94. Polanco wearing shades today. Circular lenses. A blue tint. Here comes the 2-2. Inside. Dances out of the way. That was a fastball at 97. He can bring the heat. He averages 96 on the 4-seam. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Winds, deals. Swung on a chopper third base side. That scoots foul. Polanco taps the plate one time. Crochet ready to go. Into the motion. Here's the 3-2. Swung on. Spoiled. Foul behind home plate. Mariners wouldn't mind if he fouled off like 10 more pitches in a row.
You're right. You can see why Crochet is tough on everybody, righties and lefties, because he's got that high leg kick, hides the ball well. You can't see it until at the very last second.
The 3-2. Swung on and roped left field line, but that's going to scoot into the seats. We'll do it again. Pitch count at 57. Base is empty, 2 outs, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Crochet nods his head. Into the motion, the 3-2. Swung on and missed. He got him. That was a pretty wicked cutter. That's the 4th strikeout for Crochet. He ends up going 1-2-3 here in the 3rd. That's it for the Mariners. As we head to the 4th, it's still 1-1 on the Global Credit Union.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
The future of baseball takes the field at the 2025 MLB Draft Combine. Get one-of-a-kind access to over 300 top prospects as we take you in the cage, on the field, and into the sky during 6 straight hours of live coverage, plus exclusive interviews with the players who could become your team's next superstar.
I've leg kicked for a while. I've kind of been flowy with my hands.
The 2025 MLB Draft Combine. Coverage continues right here on MLB Network.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
So glad you're with us this afternoon. The Mariners and Red Sox, both teams battling for a series win. Castillo's first pitch here in the 4th inning is taken outside for a ball to Gonzalez. 1-1 the score, your Home Street Bank score. Castillo going toe-to-toe with Crochet. It's been a good one so far. Here comes the 1-0. It's low and inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Castillo gave up a solo home run to Meyer in the 2nd inning. That's been the only Boston run so far. Lighting out of the head, into the motion, the 2-0. That misses inside, so Castillo's fallen way behind. 3 balls, no strikes. He's been efficient. He's not even to 40 pitches yet. The 3-0. There it is. Gonzalez taking all the way. Castillo adjusts the navy cap. Mariners wearing their home whites today. Here's the 3-1. Swung on, hot shot right side, smothered on a dive by Solano. Goes to the deck, underhand toss to Castillo, covering in time. He got him. That's a great play by Solano. Takes away extra bases from Gonzalez, and that's 1 out here in the 4th. That was not an easy play.
If he doesn't get to that ball, that's an easy double down the right field line. Quick work by Solano very quickly to his left, and the ball that came up to him.
So that brings up Meyer. He homered. Here's the pitch to him, and that's a strike. Here's the 0-1. Misses away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Top of the 4th inning. 1-1 the score. Castillo into the motion. He delivers. Swung on a chopper. Scoots foul near the Mariners dugout. Castillo, a determined look on his face as he goes into the motion, the 1-2. Just a touch high, called a ball. 2-2. Castillo's been so good at home this year for the Mariners. The 2-2. That's down low. 3 balls, 2 strikes, an ERA of 2.35. The 3-2. That's wide. Ball 4. So the Red Sox will put the go-ahead run at first base. Let's pause for station identification on the Global Credit Union Mariners Radio Network.
This is Mariners Baseball on Seattle Sports.
Take every game with you on the go.
Here's Trevor Story. He'll bat with a runner at first. Castillo throws over and chases Meyer back to the bag. Meyer, no steals. Dylan Moore, the shortstop today. Polanco at second base, the double play combo. Here's the pitch. Inside, did that get a piece of the bat? Yeah, I think it did. Yeah, it's a foul ball. He tried to back away and just left the bat out. And Castillo got a piece of it, so it's 0-1. That's one way to get ahead. Luis twists around. He looks at first. Now comes set. The 0-1. Swung on, drilled deep, left center field. Julio back, looking up, and it is gone. Trevor Story, 2-run home run. And the Red Sox have the lead. It's 3-1 here in the 4th. That was some vintage Trevor Story right there. His 10th home run of the season. As he drives it just over the wall to give the Red Sox the lead. They played long ball today, their 2nd home run. Here's the pitch to Hamilton, and he takes it at the knees for a strike. So 3-1 Boston. Here's the pitch. Swung on, chopped. First base side. Every run feels so critical when you're facing Crochet on the other side. Mariners have gotten 1 against him so far. Hamilton fouled the ball with his foot, so he's walking it off. Here comes the pitch, and that's low, and it gets away from Garver all the way to the backstop. That Story homer. Remember that series that Story had against the Mariners at Fenway Park? Here's the 1-2. Strike 3 call. Frees him 96 right over the corner. That's the second out.
Ton of RBIs in that game.
He just hammered away at the Mariners all series. Yeah, he hit one game. He hit 3 home runs, drove in 7. Then the following day had a homer as well. And here comes the pitch to Campbell. That's inside, taken for a ball. Here's the 1-0. Swung on and missed. He drove in 13 runs in the 4-game series. One ball, 1 strike. Castillo into the motion. He deals. And that's a touch off the plate. 2-1.
Now he's the veteran guy on this very young ball club to show these kids how to prepare for a big league game.
The 2-1. Swung on and missed. A big rip by Campbell. Yeah, they got Young very fast. Story, of course, the key for him is staying on the field. Injuries have been such a big part of his story, especially the last few years. The 2-2. That's outside. Missed with a heater at 96. So the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Castillo trying to end this frame. Boston with 2 across. It's 3-1 Red Sox. Luis steps into the pitch. Here it is. Swung on a chopper to the first base side. Weakly hit. Bounding near the bag. Picked up by Solano. Steps on the bag on his way to the dugout. And that's the inning. But the Red Sox get 2. A 2-run home run by Trevor Story. Way to the bottom of the 4th. Mariners down 3-1 on the Global Credit Union Mariners. He doubled last time. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, bounding ball, foul, third base side. Well, it was a double. Duran looked like he had a chance to catch it in front of the wall. It was actually in his glove and popped out. Randy came around to score. Here's the pitch. Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. 3-1 Red Sox, your Home Street Bank score. You're with us inside the Western Washington Toyota radio booth. A couple of home runs for Boston today. Here's the 1-1. Inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Crochet, we talked about his strikeouts this year. He's second in total strikeouts in baseball. His strikeout rate is over 30%, which is elite. Here's the 2-1. Swung out and missed. In fact, if you kind of look at that strikeout rate and compare it to other pitchers in Red Sox history, and they've had a pretty rich history in terms of starters, there's only 5 times, including this year with Crochet. So we'll see what happens the rest of the year. So 4 other times in Red Sox history has a starter ended the season with over a 30% strikeout rate. Here's the 2-2. Swung on, lifted, right side, foul territory. Toro, long run. He's not going to get there. It's a foul ball. The highest strikeout rate in Red Sox history is utterly unsurprising. In 1999, Pedro Martinez had a strikeout rate of near 38%. Yeah. He won the Cy Young Award that year. He struck out 313 batters that season.
It was one of the greatest years ever by a pitcher.
Yeah, the 2-2. Swung on, bounding ball to third base. Meyer scoops it up, fires across, and it's just in time. 1 away. In fact, that's our premium matchup brought to you by Alaska Airlines. Enjoy that first-class feeling with industry-leading legroom. Alaska raising the bar for first class.
Clemens on that list?
He's not, actually.
What?
Yeah, I know. It's surprising. I expected him to be on the list. Well, so I said 4 seasons, right, outside of Crochet. Pedro has 3 of them. So here comes the pitch to Garver. That's swung on. That's stroked into left field. Down, base hit. So Mitch Garver aboard. Yeah, Pedro in 2000 had a strikeout rate of 35%. He won the Cy Young Award that year with a 1.74 ERA for the season with 284 strikeouts. And again, in 2002, he struck out 30%. He was only second in Cy Young voting with a 2.26 ERA that year. It's remarkable. Here's Solano. He singled last time. The pitch did a strike. So the only other outside of Pedro and Crochet this year, Chris Sale. In 2017, dominant year. He was second in Cy Young that year. He struck out 36%. Had a strikeout rate of 36%. Here's the 0-1. Swung on, fouled away. So I think you're picking up on the theme. When you get over 30%, you are talking about those Cy Young seasons or second in Cy Young.
Guys.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about. And that's where Crochet is living right now. No balls, 2 strikes on Solano. Here's the pitch. Swung on a miss. He had him twisted up on a sweeper. That's the 5th strikeout for Crochet.
Well, when you got that swing and a miss with 1 or 2 or 3 pitches, it keeps you out of trouble.
You can get out of anything, anytime.
Lead off double, you can get out of it. Lead off triple, you can almost get out of it.
Yeah. Here's Williamson. He singled last time. Small lead at first base by Garver. The pitch. Strike. You know, I looked. If somebody were to ask me who's the most dominant player I've ever seen in a stretch against the Mariners, it would be Pedro Martinez, who just dominated the Mariners for a number of years. And I look back. Here's the 0-1. Swung on a miss. In 12 starts for Pedro in this run with the Red Sox that we're talking about, he pitched 90 innings against the Mariners, gave up 10 runs, so an ERA of 1 with 121 strikeouts.
Everyone started at Fenway.
Here's the 0-2. Swung on, chopped foul.
First 5 innings, he threw nothing but fastballs. First 5 innings, and then he started throwing a changeup, and it was like, game over.
Game over. Well, one of the greatest of all time. No balls, 2 strikes. Tough spot for Ben Williamson. Here comes the 0-2. Swung on, fouled away. Stays alive. Crochet, he's at 72 pitches, so Mariners, thanks to really the second inning, 28 pitches in the inning, they're able to elevate that pitch count, which is good. The more foul balls, the more pitches taken, the better. Runner takes off. Here's the 0-2. Swung on, golf to left center field. Over Duran. He's under it in the sunshine. Little back pedal. Now he makes a 2-hand catch, and that's it for the Mariners in the 4th. So another 0 on the board as we head to the 5th. Boston leading. It's 3-1 on the Global Credit Union Mariners Radio Network.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio.
Sox lead by a score of 3-1 on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon here in downtown Seattle. Luis Castillo will take a look at Connor Wong. Then back to the top of the order, Jarren Duran and Abraham Toro. 3-1 Boston. Here's the pitch on the way to Wong. Check swing, ground ball back to the mound. Knocking it down is Luis. Squirts off to his left, runs after it, picks it up. Lunderhand toss over to Solano in time to get the out on Wong at first base. So Luis was able to get the glove down in time. Then it took a 90-degree angle bounce toward first. And Luis was able to pounce on it. And a quick flip over to Solano for the out. So one pitch and one away. That'll bring up Jarren Duran. Duran 0 for 2 on the afternoon. This kid can run. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's low and outside for ball one. Luis struck him out in the first, and he's also flied out to Randy Arozarena in left field. Castillo fires away the 1-0 inside for ball two. 2 balls and no strikes. And Luis's sweeper, his slider, his changeup is really moving. Here's the windup and the 2-0 pitch. Here's a strike call. The count is now 2-1. Comes in with a fastball at 96 miles an hour. A lot of times, sometimes the pitcher has to throw that ball right down the middle because then it's going to work its way to a corner. Next off on the way, swinging a line shot into center field. Julio coming up, and he makes the catch. A frozen rope right up the middle, right at Julio. And he takes off with a crack of the bat, and the ball gets to him in a hurry, and he makes the grab for the second out of the inning. Duran hit it hard, but right to Julio for the second out of the inning. Say, friends, one of the sweetest Mariners giveaways is coming up on July the 5th. The first 15,000 fans will head home with a J.P. Crawford basketball jersey as the Mariners take on the Pirates. Don't miss your chance to score this one-of-a-kind jersey. Abraham Toro, the hitter, he looks at a strike 0-1, so get your tickets at mariners.com. 2 up and 2 down, 3-1 Boston. On the windup by Castillo, the next offer on the way, swing and a miss by Toro. And the count is 0-2. Mariners with an off day tomorrow in Chicago. Looking forward to it. Have dinner with my brother and sister-in-law. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's outside for ball one. 1 ball and 2 strikes. As you know, I grew up on the south side. Didn't get to Wrigley Field very often. We only had one car. My dad left for work at about 6:30 every morning. Swinging a fly ball into left field to the line. Randy on the run. He gets there in time. Those yellow shoes flying across the green grass. Nice running catch by Randy Arozarena. That retires a side. And we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Home Street Bank scored. It's Garrett Crochet fires away, and it's down low for ball one. The Mariners 1 run coming in the bottom of the second. That came in a wild pitch from Crochet. That scored Randy Rosarena from third. Now the windup and the 1-0 to Miles. Swinging a line drive and caught with a leaping grab. Second baseman David Hamilton. Up in the air. It looked like the ball started a snow cone in the webbing of his glove, but he was able to hang on to it as the line drive took him out onto the outfield grass and right. Well-timed leap by David Hamilton, and there's one out for the Mariners here in the bottom of the fifth.
That was so close to escaping his glove.
Yeah.
It took a tour like a ramp, and it almost squirted right out of the bin.
Almost wiggled out. Here's Dylan Moore with a swing and a line drive down the left field line. That's going to drop in front of Jaron Duran for a base hit. So Dylan Moore breaks an 0 for 22 slump with that base hit down the left field line. That is great to see. And now the Mariners will get the tying run up to home plate. Dylan Moore with a solid base hit down the left field side.
That's got to feel pretty great for Dylan. It has been a really tough stretch.
You're not kidding. Big base hit for Moore. That'll bring up Julio. Julio hasn't had a home run in 19 games. Great spot for one right here. Here's the pitch of the way, and a swing and a miss at a cutter. And the count is 0-1. Well, the Mariners kick it off the 4th of July weekend with a fireworks spectacular. Don't miss the patriotic postgame show on July the 3rd. Presented by T-Mobile and 98.9 The Bull. The stretch and the pitch to Julio, swinging a high fly ball out of play down the right field side. Slices way back into the crowd. And it's 0-2. After the Mariners take on the Royals, big fireworks show. Get your tickets now at mariners.com/fireworks. Rick Riz along with Gary Hill Jr., Shannon Dreyer, Curtis Rogers with the postgame show. The stretch and the 0-2, swinging a ground ball to short. Story off to his right. He's got it over to second for the force for one. The relay to first, not in time. Julio hustling up the line, but they get the out at second on Dylan Moore. And Julio safe at first on a 6-4 fielder's choice. Good hustle to avoid the double play, and the ball was hit to the right of Story at short. So 1 on 2 outs. Tying run still at the plate, and here he is, Cal Raleigh, Mr. Everything. 27 home runs leading the major leagues, 1 ahead of Aaron Judge, 2 in front of Shohei Ohtani. The stretch on the pitch to Cal. Swing and a miss. He wanted to tie the game, and the count is 0-1. And he had a stolen base last night. Talking with Dan Wilson. Dan had the record for most stolen bases in a single season for the Mariners with 7. Cal got number 8 last night. Here's the stretch by Crochet, and the left-handers 0-1 to Cal. Low and inside. Big breaking ball. Ball 1 ball to 1 strike. Said it was happy for Cal, and he's going to break all kinds of records, not just on the Mariners, but major league records. 2 grand slams this year. Now has 4 for his career, 27 home runs, 1 shy. It tied Johnny Bench for the most home runs by a catcher before the All-Star break. Bench had 28. A look in by Crochet. Cal thinking things over. See the wheels turning inside Cal's head, batting from the right side. Now the stretch. And a toss over to first base. A little high. Handled by Abraham Toro. Had to go up in the air to pull it down. And Julio gets back to the bag. Now the look in by Crochet. Here's the left-handers. 1-1 to Cal. Swing and a foul off his foot. And that hurts. He's hopping off some of the hurt to the right side of home plate, and the count is 1-2 on Cal. Cal also is on his way to leading major league catchers in home runs for the 4th consecutive season. The last big league catcher to do that, Mike Piazza, did it 4 consecutive years from 1999 to 2002. All kinds of records and milestones being reached or broken by Cal Raleigh. Johnny Bench had an interesting quote. Looking at Cal Raleigh's career here in the first half of the season. Here's the look in by Crochet, and the 1-2 pitch bounces in and away from Wong. Down to second goes Julio. No throw by Wong. That's going to be a wild pitch. Charge to Garrett Crochet, and now the Mariners have a man out in scoring position. So Raleigh with a chance to drive in a run right here. But Johnny Bench said guys like Cal Raleigh having the kind of season that Cal is having come along 14, maybe 15 times in a lifetime of baseball. He is putting together an historic year. The stretch by Crochet. And the 2-2 and a swing and a miss for strike 3. And that's going to retire the side. Strikeout number 6 for Crochet. That'll end the inning. We go to the top of the 6th. Home Street Bank score the Red Sox 3 and the Mariners 1.
Leading 3-1. Luis Castillo up on the hill. Here comes his first pitch of the 6th inning to Anthony. It's low, just a bit off the plate. Missed with a slider. 1 ball, no strikes. Castillo had 67 pitches. He's given up 2 home runs. Those have been the runs. Here's the 1-0. Low. 2 balls, no strikes. It was a solo home run in the second from Meyer. Then Meyer walked in the 4th. Then Trevor Story, a 2-run home run that broke a 1-1 tie. The 2-0. Outside. He's fallen way behind. 3 balls, no strikes. Castillo into the motion. He deals. He sends it over. Fastball at 95. 3-1. He twists, delivers, and he misses inside. That's ball 4, a leadoff walk here in the 6th inning. And win the ultimate MLB All-Star Week experience in Atlanta thanks to Corona. Head to cbisweeps.com/Corona Mariners to enter. No purchase necessary. Open only to legal U.S. residents in Alaska, Hawaii, Idaho, Montana, Oregon, and Washington, 21 or older. Corona Extra Beer. Contest ends July 5th. Here's Gonzalez. He's cleaning up today for Boston. So runner at first base. Here's the pitch. Swung on, missed. A wild cut at a fastball up above the zone. Castillo wants to keep this game exactly where it is. Mariners trailing by 2 already. You don't want to see that grow when you're facing Crochet, who's been really good today. The 0-1. Swung on and missed. Same pitch, same result. No balls, 2 strikes. We'll see if he goes there 3rd time in a row. Anthony, decent lead at first base. Here's the pitch. Swung on, line drive, center field. A couple steps back. Julio ranging back. He's at the track. Leaps up, makes a catch just in front of the track. He reels it in as Anthony retreats back to first base. And that's the first out here in the 6th inning.
Julio looked like the ball was going to stay at a lower angle, but it just kept rising and rising. He was able to get back in time to make the catch. It had an extra gear to it. Really took off.
You know, it's funny. Before the game, talking to Mariners manager Dan Wilson, here's Meyer, who was homered and walked and scored twice. It's been a big factor in this one. Here's the pitch. That's low. I asked him, there's so much that happened yesterday that was great. I asked him, so what was your favorite part of the game yesterday? And I thought, wow, he might talk about Cal Raleigh and the Grand Slam, or just maybe Wu, how dominant he was. Here's the 1-0. Swung on, line drive, left field, tailing into the seats, out of play. And the first thing he went to was some nice catches by Julio in center field. The first thing he talked about. And Julio is having a great season in center field for the Mariners. And sometimes, you know, with offense, here's the 1-1. Swung on, hard ground ball, foul, first base side. The numbers are always right in front of us. Like, it's easy to talk about Cal at the plate when he's hitting 27 bombs, right? Because it's the obvious thing. Defense is just harder to talk about, even though we see it with our eyes. We don't have the same, you know, there's analytics to go with it, but it's not the same as home runs and whatnot. Here's the 1-2. That's upstairs. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So it was interesting to hear Dan talk about it, and then he really pointed out a couple things that make Julio so good, and one of them is the first step. You know, the initial jump, which is so key to any outfielder. The 2-2. Outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
We had a guy up at the booth before the ball game. Ken Griffith Jr. was the best I've ever seen. And Ken could read a swing. He could read the sound off the bat. And the great center fielders like Junior and like Julio, they see the ball, hear the ball off the bat, and they get to a spot in a hurry. That first step gets them there.
The 3-2. Swung on and missed. A waving cut. That's a good changeup fading out of the zone. That's the 5th strikeout for Luis, and there's 2 away. He talked about his range, too. He can track down just about anything. And he made sure to point out it's not just his speed, but that first step helps him get there in such a hurry. And if you look at defensive run saved, for example, a defensive metric, he is rated as one of the best players, and regardless of position in baseball. He's plus 10 in that metric, which is phenomenal. You know, coming into today, that's the second best center fielder. Rafaela is number 1, who's in this ballpark, not playing center today, but there's only 8 players in baseball rated with a double-digit mark in terms of defensive runs saved. Here's the pitch to Story. That's inside, taken for a ball. Rafaela plus 11 as a center fielder. Julio has been one of the best defenders at any position of baseball. Here's the 1-0. Swung out and missed. Although I think Dan did like Cal's Grand Slam and Wu's dominant outing
second
as well.
and third, right?
I think he also very much enjoyed those.
I thought you said he enjoyed our broadcast, listening to the game while he was managing.
Yes. Here's the 1-1. Swung on, popped up. That's out of play.
No, he wasn't doing that.
Another really good defender, and I bring this up because the Mariners will be in Chicago. Pete Crow Armstrong is having a great year in center field as well. And not just defensively. He's been marvelous offensively as well. Cubs playing great ball. That's going to be a fun series coming up. 3 day games at Wrigley for the Mariners.
Got well over 1 million votes.
Yeah, for good reason. He's been great. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Castillo trying to get through the 6. Mariners down by 2. Here's the 3-1, or the 1-2 rather. That's popped up out of play. 3-1 is the score. The count was 1-2. The count stays 1-2. Story's been the difference. 2-run home run last time in the 4th inning. Luis set. He deals 1-2. Runner takes off. The pitch is outside. Throw by Garver to second base, and it deflects off of Anthony, who's just stolen his first Major League base. So he's safe at second. Ball didn't get too far away, so he had to stay at second. So Anthony with his first homer and his first steal.
You get to keep the base.
Yeah, just take it with you. Just like the baseball. Here comes the 2-2. Swung on, roped on one hop to Dylan Moore, who spears it, fires to first a little high, taken in by Solano, and that's the inning. It's played by Dylan Moore. That would have been a run. Instead, a 0 on the board. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Mariners still chasing 2. It's 3-1 on the Global Credit Union Mariners Radio Network.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
It's a great night for baseball.
This matchup features some of the best talent in the game. A lot of power, a lot of marquee names.
Here we go. Buckle up, folks. There's a guy who wants to be in the spotlight. The bats have come alive.
A showstopper.
We're just playing Powerball.
This place doesn't know what hit him.
These teams are entertaining, are they not? The show continues.
Experience game-to-game coverage of the night's biggest moments, live and commercial-free. MLB Network Strike Zone, Wednesday and Friday nights all season.
Listening to Mariners Baseball on Seattle Sports.
Jorge Polanco leading off the bottom of the 6th from the Mariners. It's 3-1 Boston. Here's the pitch from Crochet. That's a strike at the knees. Now, this is a critical inning here for the Mariners. Crochet, 85 pitches. Mariners will try and make this his last inning. They don't want this to be quick. Here's the 0-1. That's inside. Needless to say, Mariners would love to score 8 runs in this inning, but practically they at least want to see some pitches here to get Crochet out the door. Here's the 1-1. Swung on, fouled away as Polanco crumples near home plate. And he is limping around a little bit. That was off his foot.
Hopefully Jorge's all right. He's been swinging a really nice bat. He's hit safely in 10 of his last 12 games for an average of about .333. And now Kyle Torgerson, our head trainer, going out to check up on Polanco. No, you got to get Crochet's pitch count up there because it worked the last time at Fenway Park in Boston. You got to get in that bullpen before you see the higher leverage guys. So the pitch count getting up there close to 90.
112 is his season high. That was earlier this year. He actually threw 110 against the Mariners earlier this season. That was in 5 innings. So there's still some room for him, which is why you'd like to see him at least throw 20 in this inning, get him over 100. That probably means he wouldn't come out for another.
Yeah, the 112 3 starts ago, 112 pitches, he went 7 innings. 110 against the Mariners, 5 at Fenway, 5 innings.
So Polanco back in there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch to him. Swung out and missed. That's the 7th strikeout for Crochet, and there's 1 out here in the 6th. So we take a look at the Northwest Chevy Colorado scoreboard. This is actually the only game going on in the majors right now. But there was a game of interest last night as the Rainiers were playing Albuquerque. Rainiers won that game 6-1. Here's the pitch to Randy. That's just off the plate. Luke Raley played right field, batted second. He had a home run in that game against Albuquerque. Here's the 1-0. At the knees for a strike. So his rehab assignment has gone very well so far, and I think we're all anxious to see Luke back in the lineup for the Mariners. It sounds like it could be sooner rather than later. Here's the 1-1. Swung on, fouled off behind home plate.
Had 22 home runs on the season last year, hit for an average. Had the oblique, and that's at least a month, and then you got to get back and get your timing back. That's where he's down at Tacoma.
The 1-2. Swung on, golf to left field, racing in Duran, racing in. He goes to a slide, and he makes the catch. And there's 2 away. Carlos Vargas getting loose for the Mariners. Logan Evans started in that game, just to keep tabs on Logan. He pitched 4 innings. Struck out 9. Allowed just 1 run. Here's Mitch Garver, the pitch. Strike. Garver singled his last time. Mariners 1 run on 6 hits. Red Sox 3 runs on just 3 hits, but 2 of the 3 hits have been homers. The pitch. Swung out and missed. So Crochet at 94 pitches. He's got 2 outs, no balls, 2 strikes. He nods his head. Into the motion, he deals. Swung on, popped up. That's a mile high. Straight up behind home plate. Wong off with the mask. He's watching it, and it's going to sail just a row back. So foul ball. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Crochet into the motion, deals. In the dirt did Garver go. And he did. He's punched out. 8th strikeout for Crochet as the Mariners go 1-2-3 here in the 6th inning. So we head to the 7th. Mariners still trailing. It's 3-1 on the Global Credit Union Mariners Radio Network.
Power up your summer fun in a new Toyota Camry. It's all hybrid.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Let's see if we can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a 1-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Now, back to the ballpark.
We head to the 7th inning. Mariners have gone to the bullpen. Carlos Vargas will take over on the hill for the Mariners. This call to the pen brought to you by Sunset Auto Family in Sumner and Auburn. You just get more at Sunset, and people do like that. Luis Castillo pitched well today. 6 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs earned, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. As David Hamilton will lead things off. Bottom 3 in the order here in the 7th. Red Sox up by 2. Here's the pitch. That sails way outside for a ball. 1-0. I think looking back on the Castillo start, I think the one he'd love to have back in the 4th inning was the walk to Meyer right before the 2-run home run to Story. That's the one I think he'd like to have back. Here's the 1-0. Swung on, popped up, out of play.
Yeah, you got to give credit to a guy that puts a good swing on a good pitch, hits it out of the ballpark like Story. That's going to happen occasionally along the way. But, yeah, you want to limit the walks in front of the one of the best hitters on this ball club right now. Even though his average is way down there, he's starting to pick things up. He had a stretch in June where I think he had about 11 hits and about 100 at-bats.
Yeah. Gabe Speier getting loose. You'd have to imagine if this inning gets to Duran at the top, it would be Speier's pocket, lefty on lefty. Here's the 1-1. Not close. Garrett Whitlock, a righty, getting loose for Boston. So maybe that inning. For Crochet, should be good news for the Mariners. Here's the 2-1. Swung out, fouled away. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Almost picked up the on-deck hitter, Christian Campbell.
I've seen that a few times this year.
Yeah.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Base is empty. The pitch. Swung out, fouled away. Stays alive. Vargas has had a really nice season for the Mariners. An ERA under 3.5. 34 innings, 29 strikeouts. Shakes his head side to side. Now he's ready. He deals. Swung on, popped up, left field, foul territory. Rosarena, long run in foul territory. Reaches up, makes the catch. And there's one away. Here's Christian Campbell. Here comes the pitch to him. That's a strike. 100 miles per hour, scraping the edge. Oof. Campbell's played a lot of second base this year, although he's not rayed out as a very good second baseman. Here's the 0-1. That's inside. 99 miles per hour. 1 ball, 1 strike. You wonder if Boston, as they have a lead, as we're getting late, you wonder if they'll go to Rafaela in center field defensively. The 1-1. Strike. If you want to give Rafael a day of rest, today is the day to do it with Crochet on the mound, because generally you don't need your infielders and outfielders as often with as many strikeouts as he piles up.
Yeah. Chucks up a lot of strikeouts. Defender is not too busy.
Yeah, you don't have to put your A defense out there if you don't want to. Here's the 1-2. That's just a touch low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Strategic. Like on the Mariners side, this a tough stretch for the M's coming up. 17 in a row. Here's the 2-2. That ball is swung on and missed. Tried to hold a swing, couldn't do it. A slider out of the zone. That was a beauty. A punch out for Vargas, and there's 2 away. You think about giving JP a rest, which you're going to have to do at some point with 17 in a row coming up. And this was kind of the perfect day to do it, because you have today, you have the off day, and you're facing one of the toughest lefties in baseball. So it was just a perfect day to give him at least starting on the bench. Here's the pitch to Wong, and that's taken for a ball.
Yeah, and if you're Dan, you see that date on the calendar 3-4 days ago, and you see, Crochet pitching, okay, great time. Just to give JP a little bit of a breather, but he's been red hot.
Here's the 1-0. Down low.
That's the rough part.
Yes, absolutely.
You set him down because he's been one of your best hitters. He's getting on base like crazy. 400 on base percentage, over 400. But you got to manage for the season.
Yeah. Here's the 2-0. Swung on, hit high to right field, ranging over Masterboni near the line, reaches up, makes the catch, and that was an easy 1-2-3 inning here in the 7th. So we go to the bottom of the inning. The Mariners still down. It's 3-1 on the Global Credit Union Mariners Radio Network. Derek Crochet was outstanding today. 6 innings, 6 hits, 1 run, no walks, 8 strikeouts against the Mariners. Solano due up here in the 7th, and he's going to stay in. New pitcher on for Boston. Garrett Whitlock will take over on the hill, the righty. He's been good. An ERA under 3 this year. Really good strikeout rate, but a high walk rate as well. So Solano stays in against the righty. Solano, you look at his last 52 at-bats. This goes back to the last time the Mariners played the Boston Red Sox. Here comes the pitch, and he takes it over the middle for a strike. He's batting roughly 290 in that stretch. It's just, you look at the overall numbers, he dug himself such a big hole. Here's the 0-1. Swung out and missed. It's kind of been hard to notice, but it has been a decent groove in this recent stretch. When he went, that Boston series finished in Boston, he was batting just .079. So he's raised his average by over 100 points in that stretch. It's just had a long hill to climb. Here's the 0-2. Breaking ball. That's away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mariners down 3-1. Mariners have some lefties on the bench. JP, Tellez, Cole Young, and Canzone. The 1-2. Upstairs. Been taken 97. Whitlock averages 96 on the 2-seam. 2-seam slider changeup guy. He's set, delivers. Swung out and missed. That was the changeup as Solano cuts through, and there's 1 away here in the 7th. Crochet out of the game, though. We'll see if the Mariners can come back against the Boston Pen. The series on the line. Here's Ben Williamson. He had a hit against Crochet. The first pitch to him. A sweeper upstairs. Whitlock standing in the sunshine from the stretch. Sets high, delivers. Swung on, bounding ball right to second base. Hamilton has it from the grass, throws to first to get the out, and quickly there are 2 away. Here's Mastroboni. You're with us inside the Western Washington Toyota radio booth. Mariners off tomorrow, then against the Cubs coming up. George Kirby gets the start on Friday. A rare day game on Friday at Wrigley, 11:20 first pitch. They're all 11:20. It's Kirby, game 1, Hancock on Saturday, game 2, and Logan Gilbert on Sunday, game 3. Matt Brash getting loose for the Mariners right now. Boston has a lefty going in the pen. Here's the first pitch to Mastroboni. Strike. Here's the 0-1. Swung on a chopper right to third base, scooped up by Meyer. He's on the grass. He was playing in. He throws to first to get the out. That's a quick 1-2-3 here in the 7th inning. We head to the 8th. It's still 3-1 Red Sox on the Global Credit.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Let's see if we can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco, his 13th, and it's a one-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
For the life you live, ToyotaofBellevue.com.
You're listening to Mariners Baseball on Seattle Sports.
Our home street bank score, it's the Red Sox 3 and the Mariners 1 on this beautiful, beautiful Wednesday afternoon here in Seattle. Mariners have a new pitcher, left-hander Gabe Spire, has been outstanding out of the Mariners pen. Will take over in relief, looking for 3 quick outs here in the 8th. So here's Spire. Game 2-0 with a 2.42 ERA in 30 appearances. Leading things off, Jarren Duran. Got to keep this guy off the bases. Pitch on the way. Duran takes a breaking ball slider. Down low for ball 1. Spire has worked 26 innings, giving up only 21 base hits, just 6 walks, 39 strikeouts. He's fastball slider. Fastball's up and in. The left-handed hitter. Slider's down and away. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul back. Fastball up and in, tied him up, and the count is even on Duran at 1 ball and 1 strike. Nice Wednesday afternoon gathering here at T-Mobile Park. Most beautiful ballpark in baseball. Fenway, the most historic ballpark in baseball. The stretch and the 1-1 on the way to Duran, swinging a line drive, reaching to his left down to a knee. Donovan Solano making the catch before it got by him down the right field line for an extra base hit. Solano with his second outstanding play of the afternoon, way to his left. Hauls it in, and there's 1 away for the Red Sox here in the top of the 8th inning. I'll bring up Abraham Toro. Folks, if you've never been to Boston, number one, you got to go. The history there, just in the city itself. Here's the pitch to Toro, swing and a miss. The count is 0-1. And then you got to watch us play at Fenway Park in Boston. History of that ballpark going way back when, 1912. Here's the pitch. Swing and a fly ball into right field shallow. Toward the line goes Masterboni. Masterboni is there, and Kerplunk makes the catch. And there's 2 down for the Red Sox here in the 8th. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Global Credit Union Mariners Radio Network.
This is Mariners Baseball on Seattle Sports.
Take every game with you on the go by downloading the Seattle Sports app.
710 KIRO AM Seattle and KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma, the home of the Mariners.
Here's right fielder Roman Anthony. The pitch to him is a fastball for a strike from Spire, 0-1.
Aroldis Chapman is getting loose in the pen right now. I think he's going to pitch in the 8th with the Mariners' top of the lineup due up next. So I think they're going to bring in their closer early to face the top of the lineup.
Alex Cora looking at that pocket of the lineup. Next off on the way, a strike on Anthony, and the count is down 0-1. And we saw Chapman 2 nights ago in that 2-0 Boston win, nailed down the victory by striking out the side in the 9th inning.
He looked very impressive.
Been around forever, still throwing hard. Here's the stretch by Spire. And the left-hander's 0-2 pitch, way up and in. That almost hits Anthony, gets out of the way. He was nailed by Castillo back in the 1st inning. The pitch actually glanced off the glove of catcher Mitch Garver for ball 1, 1-2. Mariners down by a couple, 3-1. It's hard to believe we were the first one out of the gates this afternoon with all the teams playing on the West Coast. They had later starts. We were the first one underway. Now the 1-2. Way outside with a slider. Ball 2, 2 balls and 2 strikes. I love going to Fenway Park, broadcasting games from the booth. It was renovated years ago. We used to be way down low, right above the lower bowl years ago. The 2-2 on the way, and it's high and outside for ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
You mentioned the Mariners' first one out of the gates. As we take a look at our Chevy Colorado scoreboard, this is still the only game going. No one else has started yet either. So
it's kind of strange.
So those are your scores. It's just
0-0 ties.
Yes,
all over the place.
Actually, that was some bad weather in the Midwest. There's 2 games postponed today, which hasn't helped.
Next pitch. Swinging a foul off the netting behind home plate by Anthony, and the count is still 3 balls and 2 strikes.
One of those games in Chicago, so hopefully...
Ooh.
Yeah,
Get out.
Yeah, move on out.
Yeah. Well, we got a couple of days. I mean, we'll be there later on tonight. Day off tomorrow. Take on the Cubbies for a day game on Friday. Here's the pitch. Swing, ground ball right side. Off to his right, the backhand. Polanco steps, throws the first, and time to get Roman Anthony, and that is going to retire the side. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Mariners looking to get the offense going. Home Street Bank score, the Red Sox 3, and the Mariners 1.
Every game night is a chance to go big with MLB Big Inning. Turn on baseball's only nightly show that brings you the biggest plays of the night, live and commercial-free.
Strikes him out.
No one stacks more clutch plays into one live show with up to 4 games on a single screen.
Out of here! He is on fire. It's a walk-off winner.
Change up game night with baseball's biggest game changer, MLB Big Inning, presented by BetMGM. Every night, all season long on MLB.tv.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
On board as a season ticket member. Consider a flex plan and you can choose your games and seats as you go, while still enjoying perks like no ticket fees, exclusive pre-sales, and more. Check it out at mariners.com/flex.
You're listening to Mariners Baseball on Seattle Sports.
Our Home Street Bank score, it's still the Red Sox 3 and the Mariners 1 as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning, and the ageless veteran left-hander Aroldis Chapman will take over in relief for the Red Sox. Chapman, 37 years of age and still going strong. As we mentioned, we saw him 2 nights ago, struck out the side in the 9th. Here he is in the 8th. Dylan Moore to lead things off. The pitch from Chapman. It's over for a strike. Pours across a fastball at 97 miles an hour. So you're going to see some heat and a wicked, wicked slider. Chapman came up with the Cincinnati Reds way back in 2010. The stretch and the pitch to Moore. Swing and a miss at another fastball. And the count is now 0-2. That one at 98. So Chapman just getting loose. 4-time All-Star with Cincinnati. 3-time All-Star with the Yankees. Looks in, has a sign, and the 0-2 on the way to Dylan. Swing and a foul behind home plate, and the count is still 0-2. With the Red Sox this year, 3-2 with a 1.50 ERA, has appeared in 33 games. Has worked 30 innings, given up just 16 base hits, 9 walks, and 42 strikeouts. The stretch by Chapman, and the 0-2 again, low and inside. It bounces in for ball 1, 1 ball, and 2 strikes. Chapman gave up one of the biggest home runs in postseason history in the 2016 World Series, playing against Cleveland. Rajai Davis hit a home run off of Chapman. Here's the pitch on the way, swinging a foul out of play down the right field side. And the count is still 1-2 on Dylan Moore. When Chapman was traded by the Yankees to the Cubs, he helped the Cubs get to the World Series, and they won it. Here's the pitch on the way, swinging a foul out of play on the first base side. The count is still 1-2. Dylan hanging in there against Chapman.
Yeah, that pitch was 100 on the corner, so good battle to fight that off.
And more velocity with each and every pitch. The look in by Chapman. Dylan hanging in there. And again, the 1-2. Here she comes, way up high for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rajai Davis hit a home run that tied the game, game 7. And the Cubs eventually won it. Went to the World Series and won it for the first time in 108 years. Now the 2-2 on the way to Moore. Swinging a ground ball to third. One hopper backheaded by Marcelo Meyer. Toss across, and it's just in time to get a hustling Dylan Moore. And there's one away. Nice at bat, though, right there by Moore to hang in there with Chapman. That was an 8-pitch at bat. And Dylan hung in there, hit the ball hard, but right at Meyer at third base. So one away. That'll bring up Julio. So gear up for the heater. Chapman looks in. With his red glove ready, kicks, fires away, swinging a foul behind the plate. 0-1. Julio 0 for 3 on the day. Is struck out, grounded out to Hamilton at second. And was safe on a fielder's choice back in the 5th inning. Center fielder Campbell shaded toward right center. The stretch and the pitch to Julio. Low and inside for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. So it's Chapman throwing as hard as he does. Outfielders think, okay, if he gets to a fastball, won't be able to pull it. Julio can. Here's the stretch, and the 1-1 on the way to Julio. Swing and a miss. There's a slider. He's got that pitch as well, and the count is now 1-2. Now Raleigh due up next. Aaron's only run came way back in the bottom of the 2nd inning on a wild pitch that scored Randy Rosarena from third base. Garrett Crochet, the starter, went 6 innings, gave up 1 run, 6 hits. The 1-2 pitch way outside and off the glove of the catcher Wong. It goes to the backstop. Ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Chapman with Cincinnati, Yankees, Cubs, Yankees again. The Royals, the Rangers 2 years ago. Pittsburgh last year. And the Red Sox this year. The 2-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. And the Mariners have 2 down here in the bottom of the 8th inning and starting to run out of outs. That'll bring up designated hitter Cal Raleigh. Cal is 1 for 3 with a double down the left field line. First at bat against Garrett Crochet. Into the ball game batting .266, 27 home runs. Here's the set. Chapman's pitch. Swinging a ground ball, tricky hop to third, backhanded by Meyer. Long throw, a couple hops to first, and it's going to be in time to get Cal, and that's going to retire the side. Marcelo Meyer bouncing the throw, but it's there in time, and we are going to go to the top half of the 9th. Home Street Bank score, the Reds.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Let's see if we can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a 1-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
ToyotaRenton.com and ToyotaKirkland.com.
You're listening to Mariners Baseball on Seattle Sports.
Well, it's still the Red Sox 3 and the Mariners 1 as we go to the top half of the ninth inning. That's our Home Street Bank score on a beautiful Wednesday here in Seattle. New pitcher for the Mariners, Edward Bizzardo, will take over in relief. Romy Gonzalez will lead things off for the Red Sox. Here's the pitch to him. A breaking ball strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Bizzardo 1-0 with a 3.31 ERA. Has appeared in 30 games. 35 in the third innings. Next pitch. Fastball is outside. Ball 1-1-1. He's given up 26 hits, 15 walks, 30 strikeouts. And the league batting just 206 against Bizzardo. Right-handers 1-1. Little outside for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Red Sox have won 3 consecutive series. And their 6-game win streak snapped last night with the Mariners shutting out Boston 8-0. But they've been on a pretty good roll as of late. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and the count is even on Gonzalez at 2-2. The Mariners will have one more chance to try to win this series. Looking for at least 2 in the bottom of the ninth. Here's the stretch and the next offer. Gonzalez is swinging a ground ball off the side of the mound out to the second baseman Polanco. Or he has it, throws the first in time to get Gonzalez for the out. So 1 away for Boston here in the top of the ninth inning. That'll bring up Marcelo Meyer. Meyer, first time up against Luis Castillo on the first pitch to him in the second. Hit a home run out to right field. His 4th big league home run.
Well, since the Red Sox fired Chapman in the 8th, looks like they'll call on Greg Weissert to try and close this off in the 9th.
And the pitch on the way to Meyer is a strike called. 0-1.
Although you do wonder, with Polanco, the switch to start, would they bring Chapman back? They haven't done it this year. Back for another inning.
Next offer on the way is low for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the Mariners saw Weissert a couple of nights ago. And he had some traffic behind him when he came on in the 8th inning. Next offer on the way, a breaking ball is inside for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike on Meyer. And the Mariners, when we get to the bottom of the 9th inning, to set up Polanco, Arozarena, Garver, and hopefully a few more. 3-1 Boston, the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a fly ball left center field. Going back, Randy Arozarena near the 1-8 track. He's there and puts it away for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 down for the Red Sox here in the 9th. Mariners bullpen has been outstanding. Vargas, scoreless 7th. Spire, scoreless 8th. And now Bizzardo has 2 quick outs here in the 9th. Here's Trevor Story. 1 for 3 with a big 2-run home run back in the 4th inning. The pitch. Steve Reich, 0-1.
Yeah, he was the difference maker. The 2-run home run in the 4th after the walk. Castillo allowing 2 home runs in this one. Red Sox only have 3 hits.
Now the 0-1. Up and in, ball 1, 1-1. They made him count.
Yeah, it really made him count. You're right. Mariners, last 2 games have really kept the Red Sox offense pretty quiet.
Now the look in. And the 1-1 strike on the outside corner. 1-2. Took an outstanding play by Dylan Moore to retire Story and save a run in the 6th inning. Hit ball to his right. Made a great stop. That ball gone on by. Anthony would have scored from second base easily. Bizzardo looking for a strikeout right here. Or the final out of the inning to get his offense back to work. The stretch. 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. He got the strikeout with a fastball. Outstanding job by Bizzardo. 1-2-3 go the Red Sox. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Mariners need 2 to tie and 3 to win it. Home Street Bank score. The Red Sox 3 and the Mariners 1.
Baseball fan.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a one-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Your receipt to T-Mobile Park Guest Services for a $10 concessions gift card. Take the win at Arco. Savings based on independent retail price survey. Promotion valid through July 31st, 2025 while supplies last.
You're listening to Mariners Baseball on Seattle Sports.
Well, here we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. The Red Sox lead by a score of 3-1, and the Mariners are looking for another fantastic finish here at the corner of Edgar and Dave, T-Mobile Park. Mariners need 2 to tie, 3 to win it. New pitcher for the Red Sox, right-hander Greg Weissert takes over in relief. Jorge Polanco to lead things off. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's down low for ball 1. We saw Weissert a couple of nights ago. He's 2-1 on the year for Boston with a 2.73 ERA. In 35 appearances, he has 2 saves. Close to third is Meyer. Now the stretch and the 1-0 to Polanco. Swinging a ground ball, foul off the end of the bat along the third base line. And the count is even on Polanco at 1 ball and 1 strike.
Red Sox have a lefty going to the pen. The Mariners have a lot of lefties on the bench, so if there's a couple runners aboard, the wheels could really get turning here.
Try to do some damage early against Weissert. Here's the pitch, low and outside for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Randy Rosarena's due up next, followed by Mitch Garver. But you got some left-handed bats. Remember, J.P. Crawford didn't start the game this afternoon, and now time is called. Polanco gets out of the batter's box. James Hoy, the home plate umpire, lets everybody in the ballpark know about it. And other left-handed bats. Now the stretch by Weissert. The right-hander's 2-1 pitch to Polanco, swinging a ground ball right to the second baseman. Up with the ball is Hamilton. The throw to first in time to get Polanco, and the Mariners are down to their final 2 outs. 1 away. And that'll bring up Randy Rosarena, trying to get on board any way he can. Garver is due up next. Randy, one of the few hits for the Mariners this afternoon. He had a Sun double out in left field. Durant had all kinds of problems. Here's the pitch. Swung on and popped out of play in the right field side. In and out of the 200 level. And the count is 0-1 on a Rosarena. Randy from the 8th inning on in ball games, batting .311. Here's the stretch and the 0-1 pitch inside, backs away from ball 1. 1-1. Mariners have had 5 walk-off wins this year. Weissert from the belt, and the right-hander's 1-1 pitch inside, almost off the belt of Rosarena for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Mariners 4-1 on this homestand. Final game of the stand. It's on the road for a while. A look in by Weissert. The 2-1 pitch to Randy. Way outside. Ball 3. 3-1. And the old-fashioned walk is as good as a base hit. Really pertains to the Mariners right here. Down by 2. You need some base runners. You haven't had one since the 5th inning. Here's the stretch and the 3-1 pitch. Way up and in for ball 4. And Randy gets out of the way. That was helmet high. He spun to his right, fell down to a knee, and the Mariners have a man on at first base with 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th inning. And we're going to have a pinch hitter. Dom Canzone, a left-handed bat, will bat for Mitch Garver here in the bottom of the 9th inning. And I'm telling you, Canzone has been a wonderful spark for the Mariners since coming up from AAA Tacoma. So here is Dom Canzone to bat for Garver here in the bottom of the 9th inning. And wouldn't that be something if he gets a hold of a fastball from Weiser?
Absolutely. The Mariners will lose their DH if the Mariners do push this to extras, but they don't care. They just want to get this to extras or win it here. That's all that matters at this point.
Just find a way to get there. And the pitching coach, Andrew Bailey, out to the mound to have a visit with Weissert and Wong, his catcher, and the infielders. So 1 on and 1 away. Down by 2, 3-1, and here's Canzone. Down batting .241, 1 home run and 4 runs batted in. That home run was a long home run at Chase Field in Arizona that tied the game in the 9th inning. Game eventually the Diamondbacks would win in extras. Here's the stretch by Weissert. And the pitch on the way to Canzone. It's over for a strike, 0-1. He had .296 down at AAA Tacoma. He had 13 home runs, right around 36 runs batted in. No doubt about it, he could tie the game. Randy Elite at first. The stretch and the 0-1 pitch on the way. Canzone, check swing. It's down and away. Did he go? Yes, he did. They made the appeal down to the third base umpire, Sean Barber, and Dom Canzone not too happy. And the count is now 0-2, and that really changes the at-bat. 1-1's a heck of a lot better. And now Canzone will have to really grind out the at-bat. Behind in the count, 0-2. 1 on, 1 away. The stretch. And the 0-2 pitch, the Canzone swinging a chopper right back at the middle. Up with the ball, the shortstop Story steps on second. 1, the throw to first in time for the double play, and the ball game is over. The 6-3 double play ends it. The Red Sox win the finale of the 3-game series this afternoon. A final score of 3-1. Boston wins the series, and they have now won 4 consecutive series. The Mariners close out the homestand with a good record of 4-2 after the sweep of Cleveland, but dropping 2 out of 3 against the Red Sox here at T-Mobile Park. So the Mariners take off on the road. They hop on a plane. They fly to Chicago and get ready to take on the Cubbies on Friday afternoon. We're going to see on the radio at 11:20 on Friday afternoon. Final score, the Boston Red Sox 3 and the Mariners 1. We'll be back with the totals and a whole lot more after these messages.